autism, burnout, bereavement, all struggling with these daily tasks. And it might seem awful to get this. Now think said it. Which one? I don't know. Google it. By the way, you have memory problems, so you'll remember that watching about 3 days a day. But it can feel like struggling with these tasks or failure. Like it's because we're lazy or irresponsible. All of a sudden, the dishes in the sink weren't representations of your failure as a wife. And the other thing came up.
또또 장기나.